Well, hello everyone and welcome back. So today I wanted to show you something really interesting, and it's involving my wife's shoe, okay? This is her little flip-flop. Now, I'm gonna be showing you how to fix a broken flip-flop. Now, usually if you have some cheap flip-flops, it doesn't really matter. You can just go buy a new pair for 20 bucks or 10 bucks. But these actually are Prada, and they're actually very expensive, somewhere around $450. And it's worth trying to fix it. Now, I did fix it twice already. This is the second shoe flip-flop that actually ripped out after I glued it, but I was in a rush. I didn't clean it right. But it didn't break because of normal wear and tear. Every single time she ripped the Prada flip-flop, it was because she tripped over something. So she caught it. Even obviously when they weren't damaged yet or worn in enough, they still rip out. And it took just about the same amount of energy to trip over something and stop the flip-flop, and your foot keeps going and it can rip out this little portion. So I'm gonna show you really quick how I did this before, but I'm gonna do a little bit in depth and a little bit more correct than I did last time. So what we're gonna be using here is some Loctite 60-second glue. Now you can be using this one. I like Loctite, but you can probably use another 60-second epoxy that you have to mix together. We have some little ear swabs. We have some alcohol, 99%. We have a die grinder, okay? That's just to get all the dirt and kind of rough up the inside of the rubber, okay? And then we have a little bit of an air compressor. So if you guys, these things are gonna be listed down below where you can get them if you're interested, or if you have everything you need, you can just follow these steps. Okay, you ready? So what we have here, just so as a close-up, these are nice little flip-flops, and once again, this portion rips out as your foot's inside and you catch it on something and your foot is going with all that inertia still, and it's pretty easy to rip it out. So since I already glued this one before, and she tripped over, I can't remember what she tripped over, but either way, so what we want to do is we want to make sure in this little hole right there that everything is gone, all my excess glue, and if you didn't glue these before, you want to make sure all the dirt and debris is out of there. And then you want to scuff it up with the die grinder, okay? Just so you kind of tear it up a little bit. So when the glue grabs, it can grab onto the little particles of everything. So let's get to it. We're just gonna try to scrape up what I can see, okay? So, I'm gonna turn this bad boy on. Not a high speed. And I'm gonna try to grind out some of the glue. Oh, there you go, you can see that. You don't wanna go through the bottom. Yeah, look at all that stuff that came out. Okay, we have about a little bit over a 1/4 inch to go in safely. Use a blower. Oh, wow. I think I damaged the shoe. I'm gonna have to put some glue in there. Okay. So we did that. We blew it out. We're gonna go again because I can see a little bit more in there. And then the tip, okay, we want to grind that, a little bit of glue that I have left. Okay, I think that is pretty good. See, we kind of cleaned up most of it, and it's kind of jagged and kind of ripped a little bit, and that's all these little tiny little pieces of rubber that you see that they're not smooth. That's going to grab onto the glue a little better, and the hole is just probably a tiny bit bigger, but it's all scuffed up. So what we're going to do, and you can see also in the bottom, there's still pieces that are in there that didn't get blown out. So when the glue hardens, it's going to grab onto all these little particles, strings, and kind of hold it together a little bit better. So before we do that, continue, I just want to make sure it's clean. Okay. So we're gonna take this rubbing alcohol, we're gonna put that in there, swivel it around, because alcohol dries pretty fast, so you can see all that dirt. So I'm just gonna do that a few times. Make sure the glue is sticking to the rubber instead of the dirt. Okay, I'm gonna take a little rag, put it over, clean tip. Okay, and I'm gonna repeat the process of cleaning the inside. Okay, just twist as if you're cleaning your ear. Okay, that's it. That should be clean enough. I'm just gonna keep on drying it slowly. You can see it dry out. I just wanna make sure everything is dry. Yep, look at this. It looks nice and dry, raggedy, cleaned. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna use this epoxy glue. And like I said, all these products are gonna be available for you to just hit the link and get brought right to them. Or if you have your own, lovely, you can use your own stuff. But this is what I've been using and it works very nice. Okay, rip that off. And what's nice about this epoxy is it has a tip on it that's pointy. And as you're squeezing the two parts of glue together, it mixes it for you, and then it hardens within 60. So this is, 1 minute. It's time to kind of instantly mix and harden in 1 minute. But then this glue, actually, you don't want to really move it. Use your flip-flop. Even though it says 60 seconds, it does get harder and harder and harder. So usually I just kind of, after I glue it and set it, I usually leave it like that for probably at least 30 minutes. And then if better off, just at the end of the day, you can go and use it. Another thing sometimes I find useful is painter's tape. Why I like painter's tape is because it's flexible. It's made to be taped on something and removed without ripping up anything with it, and it's just a nice little seal. So I really like this. You can also look at the link below to get that, or you can use anything else, any kind of tape, really doesn't matter. So as you can see, as I'm gonna be mixing this, you can see from these two, they're a little bit different colors, and as I'm gonna be pushing this, they're gonna be mixing. You can see that? That's all mixing together. Now, as it comes out, I'm not gonna use what just came out. I wanna push way more than I need, because you never know which side I pushed further. As you can see, there was some kind of a resistance where it caught up, so I'm not sure. I wanna make sure it's a 50-50 mix. So I'm wasting it a little bit, and now what we do, you push it all the way in there. You can put it in there a little bit. If there's space, which there is, because I put a little bit too much air, compressed air into that hole when I was cleaning it out, and that wasn't good. Now at the same time, you gotta be very careful not to put too much, as you just seen that I just did, because you want them to look pretty, of course. Okay, so, and then I'm just gonna put that on that tip too, just so I can make a good adhesion. So when I'm putting it in there, it's already spread onto it nicely. Okay, and then we're gonna put it in there all the way. All right, some of the stuff came out, so I'm gonna wipe it off. Put it in there one more time. Okay, and that's it. It's all the way in there. Now what I'm gonna do is, before it hardens, I'm gonna put the tape underneath. And since I want this to stay in position, just like that, okay? Now what I can do is take off the ear swab, the little swab, and you just go inside here and take off any extra glue. I kind of like usually having a little bevel here, and I'm gonna keep that, but I'm gonna spread the bevel a little bit more. Now, it will hold better if you have a thicker bevel around it. Like the first time I just dipped it in and the glue came out. You kind of want to leave that, but to make it look pretty, not that nobody's going to notice how your shoes look when they're off, and then when they're on, you can't see anyway. So that's pretty much it. The shoe, technically it's fixed. We just have to wait a little bit. Is it worth it? Yes, because this is already not just these flip-flops. I fixed plenty of them like that before, but with more expensive flip-flops, it's definitely worth fixing them, because instead of buying another pair for $450, or or even cheap pairs, if you buy them for 30, 40, 50 bucks, if you can just glue it using a couple dollars worth of glue, I think it's worth it, guys. Actually, guys and girls, this is for girls. So hope you like this. You can definitely try this at home. Any of these things that you've seen here that you don't have, you can there's a link down below, and you can actually buy them on Amazon or wherever they are, and or you can just look at what we have. See you later.